and welcome. Take a moment to think about your life right now. The daily grind, the constant stream of news, the small frustrations, the big anxieties. The world feels more complex and demanding than ever before. We're told to hustle, to manifest, to be relentlessly positive. But what if there was another way? A way to find peace, not by changing the world around you, but by changing your relationship to it. That's what we're going to explore today. We're going to dive into the heart of an ancient philosophy that is more relevant now than ever. Stoicism. Forget what you think you know about being a Stoic, the stiff upper lip, the lack of emotion. That's a modern misunderstanding. True Stoicism is about building an internal fortress, a mindset that can withstand the storms of life. It's about finding freedom, not in what you have or don't have, but in how you think and how you act. It's a practical philosophy for a chaotic world, and it was practiced by everyone from Roman emperors like Marcus Aurelius to the freed slave Epictetus. We'll learn how to apply these powerful principles to our own lives. The core idea, the dichotomy of control. So where do we begin? The foundation of all Stoic thought is a simple yet profound idea, the dichotomy of control. It's the most important lesson you can learn. It states that there are things in this world you have complete control over, and things you have absolutely no control over. The Stoics tell us that the secret to a tranquil mind is to focus all your energy and attention on the former, and completely let go of the latter. What do you control? You control your judgments, your actions, your thoughts, and your responses to external events. You control whether you choose to be angry or calm, kind or cruel, lazy or disciplined. These are all within your power. What don't you control? You don't control the weather, the economy, what other people say or do, a traffic jam on your way to work, or the outcome of a sports game. You don't control the past and you don't control the future. You can influence some of these things, but you don't control them. Think about a time you were stuck in traffic. You get angry, you honk your horn, you get frustrated. All of that is wasted energy. The traffic itself is an external event, something you can't control, but your reaction to it, your decision to get angry, that's entirely within your control. A Stoic would see the traffic, acknowledge it, and use that time to listen to a podcast, think through a problem, or simply breathe. The obstacle is that this isn't about being passive. It's about being strategic with your mental energy. Instead of fighting reality, you accept it and then focus on the next right action, which is always in your control. The Stoics believe that our emotions are not caused by external events, but by our judgments about those events. Change your judgment and you change your emotional state. The 4 Stoic virtues. Your inner compass, the dichotomy of control, helps you understand where to place your attention. The 4 Stoic virtues tell you how to live once you've made that choice. These aren't just good ideas. They are the 4 cardinal virtues, the pillars of a good life. According to the Stoics, they are wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. First, wisdom. This isn't about being a genius. It's about practical wisdom, or phronesis. It's the ability to see things clearly, to understand what is truly good and bad. A Stoic knows that things like fame and wealth are not inherently good or bad. They are indifferent. What matters is how you use them. For example, getting a promotion at work isn't a guaranteed path to happiness. It's an indifferent thing. How you use that promotion to help others, to be fair, to work with integrity, that is what makes it a good thing. Wisdom is the ability to navigate complex situations with a clear head, to make choices based on reason and not on fleeting emotions. Next, justice. This is perhaps the most misunderstood virtue. To the Stoics, justice is not just about the legal system. It's about treating all human beings with respect and fairness because we are all part of a single, universal community. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." This means that our own well-being is tied to the well-being of others. Justice is about empathy, fairness, and being a good neighbor, a good citizen, and a good member of humanity. It's about not just doing the right thing, but understanding why it's the right thing to do. It means standing up for those who can't, to stand up for themselves. Third, courage. This isn't just physical courage in the face of danger. It's the courage to face your fears, to be honest with yourself, and to do the right thing even when it's difficult. It's the courage to be vulnerable, to stand up for what you believe in, and to persevere through hardship. The Stoics taught that adversity is not a problem to be avoided, but an opportunity to build your character. Think of a difficult conversation you need to have, or a tough decision you're avoiding. Stoic courage is the inner strength to confront it head-on, not with bravado, but with resolve and purpose. It's the courage to choose the harder right path over the easier wrong one. Finally, temperance, or self-control. This is about mastering your desires and your impulses. It's not about denying yourself all pleasure, but about not letting pleasure control you. It's about moderation in all things. Temperance is what allows you to choose long-term well-being over short-term gratification. It's the ability to say no to a second helping of dessert, to an impulse purchase, or to scrolling on your phone late at night when you should be sleeping. It's the strength to act with discipline and intention, rather than being a slave to your appetites. It's the conscious choice to be in control of yourself. These 4 virtues are the framework for a meaningful life. They are the tools you use to build your internal fortress. But practical tools for the modern Stoic now. Let's get practical. How do you actually do this? The Stoics developed a series of exercises and mental models to help them practice their philosophy. Here are a few that you can use today. The first is negative visualization. This might sound strange, but it's a powerful tool. Take a moment each day to imagine losing the things you hold dear. What if your phone broke? What if you lost your job? What if you lost a loved one? The point of this exercise is not to be morbid, but to appreciate what you have now. By contemplating the loss of these things, you learn to value them more deeply in the present and prepare yourself emotionally for the inevitable changes of life. It makes you less anxious about losing things because you've already mentally rehearsed. It is a way to inoculate yourself against future misfortunes. As Seneca wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." This practice prevents that. The second tool is journaling. The practice of writing down your thoughts, your frustrations, and your progress was a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations is essentially his private journal. He didn't write it for us, he wrote it for himself, to remind himself of the principles he was trying to live by. You can do the same. Write about a frustrating event from your day and analyze it through the lens of the dichotomy of control. Ask yourself, what was within my control? What wasn't? What virtue could I have practiced better? This practice turns you into your own therapist, your own guide. It creates a space for reflection and self-improvement. Finally, let's talk about amore fati, which is Latin for love of fate. This is the ultimate Stoic attitude. It's not just about accepting what happens, it's about loving it. It's about seeing every event in your life, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly as a necessary part of your journey. As Friedrich Nietzsche said, the formula for greatness is amore fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. This doesn't mean you shouldn't try to improve things. You still work hard. You still strive for a better life. But when setbacks happen, you don't resist them. You embrace them. You see them as fuel for your character, as opportunities to practice your virtues. You don't just tolerate a difficult situation. You say, this is what I have to work with. Let's see what I can build with it. Stoicism in modern life. So, how do these ideas apply to your everyday life today? In your professional life, Stoicism can help you deal with a difficult boss or a challenging project. You can't control your boss's mood, but you can control your own professionalism and your effort. You can't control a project's outcome, but you can control the quality of your work in your personal relationships. Stoicism helps you deal with family drama or a friend's betrayal. You can't control what others say or do, but you can control your own reaction. You can choose to respond with kindness, justice, and clarity, rather than with anger or resentment. In a world filled with constant social media comparison, Stoicism teaches you to focus on your own internal progress. You stop worrying about how your life looks to others and start focusing on the person you are becoming. You stop comparing your circumstances to someone else's highlight reel. Stoicism isn't a quick fix, it's a lifelong practice. It's a daily commitment to becoming a better, more resilient and more tranquil human being. Conclusion. So, as we close, remember these core ideas. Focus on what you control, not what you don't. Live by the 4 virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Use practical tools like negative visualization, journaling, and amore fati. Stoicism doesn't promise a life without pain or difficulty. It promises a life where you are equipped to handle the pain and difficulty that are an inevitable part of being human. It offers you a path to inner peace and true freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom to be undisturbed, no matter what happens around you. Embrace these principles. Practice them, and you will begin to see a powerful transformation in your life. Thank you for joining me on this journey.